Oh, it was a summer job. It was just to pay us through like my prom, like high school, the senior dues, pretty much, and that's how I started off. It was only, in my head, it was only supposed to be a summer job, but it happened to be more. Well, I started as a patio host, did that for 6 months, then became a lead for park services, mainly at the lower lot, and then I remember coming up here about 3 years ago up to the upper lot. And then 2 years ago, I applied for team services as a temp. From there, I did both temp at team services and command center. And then 7 months ago, I applied for permanent position up there, and I got it. And now you have me here, applying for a seasonal. I just kind of want to expand working here. I know there's a lot to learn. Just being over there at command center and team services, you kind of see a different perspective of the park, but being in the park, you know, it's totally different. I think I would want to experience that.
Do you have anyone?
Yes, that would definitely be George Rodriguez. If it weren't for him, I would have never applied to team. If it weren't for him, I would have never pursued even the permanent position, just because he gave me that push, he gave me that motivation that I needed. So a lot of it, I think, came for him. To me, it's another word of leadership. Obviously, you have your leads and then you have your supervisors. The way I see it, your supervisors are the face of management. You're there to represent them, and you're there to help out, as well as your leads and your line employees. To me, that's what it means. It means someone they could go to. Well, I know I have a lot of things to contribute. I hope, coming into the team, so far they've been so welcoming, so hopefully with that I'm able to contribute a lot more. Like I said, just pretty much grow and learn as much as I can. I know I've already learned the lead side of park services. Now it's management. It's a whole different thing, and I would definitely like to learn it. Definitely not get too, I guess, nervous with cold blues. Definitely, that's one thing I've already, like I said, working at command center, you see it in one perspective. You see it on just the paperwork side. Now being out there in the field, you are definitely going to interact and see more hands-on on how it's dealt with. I definitely plan to go back to school. This is pretty much why I'm doing it. It's just to get all the experience right now while I'm not in school. And then when I do go back to school, I want to focus on that and see where that goes. I definitely want to go to school. That's one of my long-term goals and short-term goals. Well, I want to be a high school counselor. So I'm taking psychology and counseling. It's been my goal for a long time.
I first applied when I was in high school. I wanted to gain some work experience. So when I was about, I want to say like 16, 17, I had a family member who already worked here. He kind of mentioned that there's openings, so my sister and I both decided to come over and apply. And before then, I already had some work experience. I was working as a file clerk in Beverly Hills for a medical group. So then I switched over when I came here and I applied, and I got the job as a patio host. And then within a year, I was able to move up to a lead position. And from there, I also did command center and team services. I was interested in doing some administration stuff, so I went upstairs and applied for that. At the same time I was in this department, I was doing command center, team services, and attractions base, and as a patio host. Later, I left park services, and I went into character performance as Chucky for the House of Horrors. And when I did that, I was still considered dual. I was still B192 and AGVA. I was doing both. But I hadn't worked in park services at that point for a long time, so I decided to transfer over completely and just be Chucky as a permanent position. That would be my home base. And I was in school. I was doing management, operational management, and human resources as my bachelor's. So I didn't have time to get into a supervisor position because I was so busy with school. So when the opportunity opened up this year, and I graduated last year, I decided to take the next step and apply, and I did, and here I am. Well, I knew I always wanted to get into business. You know, I always saw myself in the suit jackets and the high heels, and I always thought I wanted to be an entrepreneur regardless. So that's where that came from. I always had in the back of my head that was something else I wanted to do. To me, personally, it means being a leader and being able to support your line employees, being able to support your leads. To me, it means being almost like the liaison between upper management and the line employees. I think that we're key in communication. Whether the employee might have a problem, an issue, or just to motivation to talk to them, take care of any personal issues. You know, you're just open. You're like open doors. They can come to you for anything. Mostly, I'd say you're there for encouragement. You're there to motivate, and you're there to support the whole team. Well, my goals this year, on the management end, my goal is to learn as much as I can about how to do the schedules, how to do the budgets. As far as management, how to better be able to take care of situations. We have a lot of code blues in the park, how to respond to those, and other situations of that sort. On the other end, my goal with the employees as a team, my goal is to be able to get to know everyone. That's my first goal. It's to learn their names, learn their faces, familiarize myself with them, and them to me so that they know who I am. My other goal is to help the employees, make sure that I'm on top of things so that if they come to me with any questions, I have the information that they need. So those are my two goals. The next 5 or 10 years, I still hope to grow within the company, but if not, somewhere else. Reaching higher goals, like moving towards management position, moving towards a director's position, or even a CEO. So my 5 or 10 year goal would be to just keep moving up the ladder, to keep working hard, and keep learning as much as I can to be overall well-rounded. Entrepreneur, eventually. Own my own business. I think that's the ultimate goal. I've always said that I'm so tiny, it's so hard for me to get clothes, that I wanted to specifically make petite size clothes for women and men, eventually men, but start off with like women and go into petite size clothing line. I want to open up my own clothing line.
Apply was just a high school job. I needed the job. But after that, got to know more of the company and motivated me to go ahead and apply for the lead position. And from there, that's where I'm at right now, seasonal supervisor. Mm-hmm. So hopefully continue going up the ladder. I first started, of course, like everybody starts, park attendant. From there, 6 months after, I applied for a lead position. I got the lead position. And after that, being there as a lead for the company, I needed new challenges, something new. That's why I applied for seasonal supervisor. The person that pushed me was, I believe, ex-seasonal supervisor, Edwin Moran. That was the person that pushed me to my limits. Mm-hmm. So, someone I was doing wrong motivated me to move up, as in everything I know, my knowledge comes from him. Segment trainings, and training, all that has to do with training and stuff. So, to our department, comes from him to me. Like I said, a new challenge. We do want to grow within the company, and it's opportunity. The person to go to, the person that motivates you, the person to help you out in your problems. That's what I'll look over as a supervisor. My goal, simple. It's just be the best I can be at this particular position. Hopefully as a permanent. Yeah. That's period permanent, either in this department or another department. But